Hey everyone, welcome back to Adobe Live. My name is Annika and I will be your host today. I am really pumped and excited for today's stream because we are going to be working on a Create Waves campaign post. It's going to be Instagram carousels. I'm sure you've heard of those, but if not, let me know in the chat and we can work through what those are and how we're going to incorporate Adobe Express and Adobe Illustrator today. Isn't that surprising? I mean, I feel like Adobe Express is so versatile that I can use it even if I'm just starting out. I'm a business owner or just a designer who's on the go and I want to incorporate Express and Adobe stock images within my workflow. So I'm going to be working on the Create Waves campaign. If you look at my screen now, you're going to see this page, which is also down in the video description. And Adobe has partnered with the United Nations, with the Ocean Agency for the second time this year. And you can make your ocean self portrait to raise awareness for climate change and its impact on the ocean and planet. But actually, before we dive into it, I want to say hi to everyone in the chat. I see a lot of friends. Hey, Cody Bear, hi, how are you? I hope you all had a great, amazing long weekend. And Sean, hi, welcome. Rick, we see M. Jane, Mona, hi, welcome everyone, and thanks for being here. I don't know if you all know about this, but this campaign is really cool. They featured a lot of artworks last year as well. And I know Sean's artwork got featured last year, which was really fun to see. And you can also tag Adobe Express and Create Waves, both on Instagram and all the social medias. So make sure to do that. But I actually feel like there's a question that gets asked a lot of times that I want to address before we dive into things. And it's essentially, how do you open Adobe Express? So right now I'm in the Creative Cloud desktop app. And right over here is the category option right here. I'm going to zoom in and we see the Creative Cloud Express. What happens when you click here is this page. I was already on it, but if you click on Get Started, it immediately pops up to express.adobe.com, and in a single click is essentially how you get to it. But I'm sure you're not the person who probably has Creative Cloud desktop app. Maybe you are that person, right? What if I wanted even from the web version? I go to creativecloud.adobe.com and it's right over here on top. We have Creative Cloud Express. Click on it and it redirects you to the exact same page. So there's not just one, two, but actually three ways to get to it. The third one is simply just typing the URL, which is express.adobe.com, which I'm sure most of you all already know. And if you're joining us on YouTube, thank you so much for joining me and a warm welcome to you all. So let's actually get started. If we go back to our Create Waves page, this has a lot of fun. It says use hashtag create waves with your ocean self portrait, or you can also use your toolkit. So if I click on that, it redirects me on the page to remix these Adobe Express designs. I am not going to be doing that today because I want to create an Instagram carousel. So I'm going to be using Adobe stock to find an image that I can use as a carousel image and then add content on top. So I feel like somewhere here there is a link for there you go, 7 facts everyone should know about our ocean. So I want to implement that in the design, use typography and use the Adobe fonts recommendations panel in Adobe Express, which is very new. I want to use all of that and incorporate in my design. So we have 7 facts. I think I'm going to do 5 facts. So let's just go to Adobe stock and find something that we like. So this is the Create Waves. There's a collection on Adobe stock that you can browse through. And we have very fun images here. You can use these for photo manipulation. You can use these in your illustration and even for your social media posts. Of course, you got to license them first. So make sure to do that. I feel like I saw this somewhere earlier. I think this was in the Create Waves campaign here. But I particularly like this one. I feel like this one is really cool for something that is like a seamless workflow in like a carousel post. If you've ever seen carousels on Instagram, if you swipe left, it is essentially the same big long image, which is a landscape. So this works quite well for that. As you can see, I've licensed it before, but I'm going to re-download it it says you have to log in. So I'm going to use the one I already have. I'm going to go to start for free and go to Adobe Express here and click on the plus icon. You can see over on the homepage, there are a lot of already included sizes that you can use. I really love the quick action panel as well. I think that it just makes my life so easy because if I have an image that I just want to use with like a subject in the foreground, I can just use remove background really quickly without even going to Photoshop. So let's actually click the plus button and create a custom size graphic. Like I mentioned, it's the image. I want to use maybe 5 to 7 facts. So let's actually multiply that with 4 and get like images, 4 or 5. I don't know. Let's do 5400 by 1080 pixels because 1080 is going to be the height of the post. So now I have this very fun landscape kind of thing going on here, and we have. I know I had like an image right here. So this is the image that I downloaded off the Adobe stock website. I can just click and drag it off of my file explorer to Adobe Express. And there you go. It's teeny tiny right now, but I think I can expand it. Let's see. So I'm just enlarging it. I don't need to hold shift for this. It's just going to do automatically constrain everything for me. I'm going to make sure if we have any questions in chat. Love that Sean put in the hashtags and at of Adobe Gen Create. Make sure to tag them as well to get featured, possibly get featured, and also for all of us to see your work. We want to see what you create. So I love that we have that in chat already. Thank you, Sean. And I know Cody Bear has dropped in the link. So make sure to go to Adobe Express if you can't find it. All right. So we already have something. It's been 5 minutes and we already have a background. What? Thank you, Adobe Stock. I love it. I also love the shapes panel, and I think that I want to add some depth to this. And I really want to go to the shapes panel and see what I can find. So if I say underwater, I'm just want to, because Cody in the chat just said underwater, I just want to look up underwater and see what comes up. So there is this really fun coral reef here. Also tortoise. What? Is it a tortoise or a turtle? I can never tell. But I do want to add, let's say, a seahorse because the shapes panel is a great integration into Adobe Express, and I can essentially find 100 different things for the same search string. And I love that because since this is like a very solid shaped background, I feel like I want something with just outlines so that creates a nice balance with like the background and the foreground, right? So let's actually go in. Maybe this one looks good, right? So this is all in the default color, which is popping in. I'm going to go ahead and close the shapes panel and change the colors. Now you can see there's this eyedropper tool right here, and I can click on that and color pick from anywhere on the screen. So I'm going to actually use the lightest color and see how that looks. I'm going to zoom out on that. And then I just want to place this somewhere. I feel like this might look good. Same goes with the turtle or the tortoise, which I'm yet to see in chat if you all know what it is. I just want to welcome more folks joining in. Hey, Rob, welcome in. Udari, hi. Andre, welcome on in. And PJ says I could, hi, welcome, PJ. So wait, PJ and CJ both are in chat? That's amazing. CJ says, turtles have fins, tortoise have feet. Oh, interesting. Well, I'm glad I know now. Love that. So let's actually go in and change the color so that it's visible and it's like more legible on what we're creating here today. I feel like this one might be too tiny, so I'm going to remove that. And then I just put these shapes over here. I love that you can add these shapes so seamlessly. I also want to add like coral reefs on here. So let's just look for coral reef right here. Okay, let's see. Let's see a fun one. Is this seagrass? Is that what it is? I'm gonna add that as well. Let's see. Do we have more coral reefs? Possibly. There's a lot to choose from. I honestly could look at this panel all day and be confused by it. But the fact that the first few searches and the first few results basically give you the outcome that you really need, and you don't even know it, it is very intuitive. I would rather say that Adobe Express is like very intuitive when it comes to creating posts like this because I don't really have to look for things for too long. Everything is just very accessible for me. And I love that. Okay, so let's actually dive into adding some content. Okay, so we have the text panel, which is super exciting. We have social information here if you're launching a store, if you want to announce something, if you want to add like a link to your Instagram, You can use the social panel here. There's also logos, which is super exciting. We've seen a few streams on that before, but today I'm going to use the paragraph panel right here. I feel like this is very Nat Geo kind of looking text theme typographic things. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to resize that just a little bit. I'm going to place it here. I also want to use like a circular shape to add that. So I'm going to look for circle. Let's add that here. Right now, I'm just making the base layout of where I want things, and then I'll go in and edit stuff. So we have this guy. I'm going to change the color maybe to like a lighter color. And let's see here. Just checking to see if I missed anything in chat. Yeah, if you have any questions, make sure to ask them in the chat, or reach out to me on social later on. I'll be happy to answer your questions. So I feel like the first page should actually be like an introduction. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit over here and write a text which says, hey, what is this? What are we talking about? So we are talking about the top five. I have some copy here. Top five facts about the ocean, right? So this is one, and then I'm gonna copy it. I just option clicked and drag, and that got me the copy facts about the ocean. And I'm gonna left align it just because I feel like that looks much nicer to the eye and more pleasing. I am going to change the font, and I can see that this is the default font for this text. I can actually go in and find all of these, and these are all Adobe fonts. You can go in and select anything that you'd like. And you can also find like a font pairing, which is super exciting because if you are using like headlines and paragraphs, sometimes it's really hard to find the right pairing. And if you're new to design or if you're just overwhelmed by it, sometimes this is super handy. I feel like I don't have to think of anything and it just does the work for me. Okay, let's zoom in a little more. Obviously, these colors are not the ones that I'm going to use. So let's go ahead and select the lighter color here. Maybe this one is also the lighter one here. And let's bring this up top here. Maybe zoom it out just a little bit. And yeah, let's keep it here. And you can also use the arrow keys to align it. So that's also an option. All right. I feel like this sort of looks okay for now. And then I'm going to create a copy, which is just this duplicate button, and drag it. That is not what I wanted to do. And drag it up. That is also not what I wanted to do. So now you can see that this is sort of jarring for me to pick. But if I have this guy here in the layer panel selected, I can just grab it from here. So I have the first one. This is a copy that I created. I can just bring it back and then I can align it. In this case, now I did this just because I wanted to change the color and highlight the fact that we have 5 facts that we're highlighting. So I'm just going to go ahead and align on top. So although I do feel that the spacing on this might not be perfect, we will fix that in just a second. I'm just gonna, yeah, I feel like that kind of looks okay, right? So that's the first thing we're doing. I feel like I also want to add like an octopus in here because why not, right? I can spell hello. Yes. Gonna look at chat to see what questions there are. There are questions. Bruce says, are there markers to know which carousel page you're on? Well, not for now, but I did go ahead and add like a frame situation that I made in Illustrator. So I just made like this, which I'm going to drag just to demonstrate because Bruce asked in chat. Can I see it though? Where is it? Do I see it? Oh, yeah, there you go. That is tiny. That is small. So I just went ahead and created like square frames, and these were all made in Illustrator. And this basically demarcates where your first page are. So now I have 5 pages, and this is just for my reference. I can go ahead and delete it before exporting. So, Bruce, to answer your question, not yet, but it's probably a feature that is gonna come in soon. Okay, checking to see if we have more questions, and no, we don't. All right. So just because we have these markers now, it kind of helps my eye to direct where things are going to go. And I am actually going to use that. So thank you, Bruce, for mentioning it. I will select the seahorse and bring it just a little bit here. And then I'm going to change the text in this. Just a little time check. Yeah, we are doing okay on time. All right. So I am going to add some more information here just for the sake of time. I did go ahead and find these facts about it. So I am gonna, okay, so it is just selected. I'm gonna bring it down to the end of it just because I feel like that was being selected. I just double clicked into the group and I can just paste my information here. And that is essentially what you have to do. If it's already a group, it's a text group, and you can just go in and double click. And that essentially, if you've ever used Illustrator, that's essentially the isolation mode. So it just goes into that text option. All right, some more information. Let's see. I'm going to double click and right here. Okay, let's expand this a little bit, make it bigger, and get it here. Okay, this looks like it might work, you guys. What? We have this one over here. I'm gonna double click this, and since this is a shape, now using a shape is really really effective because you can actually change the padding of the shape as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and change the color of this and probably the color of the text as well, maybe to a darker color right here. And I feel like that sort of reads better. I do feel that I might just actually change that to a different color. So I go back to shape. It doesn't work out for me. That's fine. I can go back and change a different color here. It's super simple. You can do it with one click. I love that about Adobe Express. Okay, moving on. I feel like we need some bubbles. So let's add some bubbles in here. Oh, there you go. That is fun. I love that. I did not think that I would find something so perfect. Wait, did it add on? Do you see it? Oh, there you go. Those are big bubbles here. Let's actually resize them. So let's resize this and see where I can add these bubbles here, right? Yeah, there you go. Look at that. I love it. I feel like I can add these here as well, but let's just keep it for right now for here. And I can also change opacity so that it looks like bubbles, when air is like in water science. I'm going to delete this bubble graphic here and just keep this one. Maybe I'll just increase the sizing, the opacity of this and zoom out just to see how that looks. Okay, I love how this is looking, and I'm just going to add some more text here. I'm going to add text, and I have this information that says the ocean regulates the climate and the weather. So I'm just going to write the ocean. Oh, I was writing in chat for a second. Oh no, the ocean. I'm still writing in chat. The ocean. Yes, there you go. You did it. Sometimes when you're live streaming, stuff just goes everywhere, but that's fine, right? Okay, I'm gonna copy this, make a duplicate, and this time I am gonna write regulates. So let's go ahead and write regulates here. Now I want some kind of variation, and I see there's this fun negative space going on here. So maybe I'll use the curve option here. So I'll use the curve here, which is an upward arc, and this is like a downward arc, and kind of makes like a wave. I'm gonna zoom in just a second just to align these somewhere. So maybe this is how it looks. And then I can just go in and change the color. So I can color pick again right here, and then I can go here and color pick again. Now the current color palette already has that color saved, so I don't need to do it over and over again. The ocean regulates, right? Maybe I'll move this guy here. And now I'm going to add some text which says the climate and the weather. So let's actually bring that in. I know Mona in the chat says it's cool how quickly this comes together, right? Mona, I agree. I love that it comes together so quickly. Essentially, you're just licensing images of Adobe stock and using that with your text and making it your own. Make sure to read the licenses for this. It has a standard license and I can use it. So whenever you're doing that, I would recommend to make sure read about the licenses. There are standard and extended licenses as well. So it's always a good idea to make sure to do that. All right. Now, of course, you can't see it because my text in the background are the same color, but now you can. I think that looks really fun. Let me change the padding of the shape on the outside and also change the shapes. I don't know if you all ever saw this, but this shape button has all of these wonderful, amazing shapes in here. And I accidentally discovered it the other. I'm like, oh, this is actually the shape that I want. So I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. Maybe I think this looks fine. Let me resize that. Okay. Yeah, I think this looks centered. I feel like I might just use like a magic option here. So yeah, there you go. That looks fun. All right. Love that everyone in the chat is loving it. Bruce says, great idea on making that template, bubbles and screen blend mode. Ooh, screen blend mode. That's awesome. Thank you for the suggestion. Sean says use the screen blend mode. That is a great suggestion and also a feature that you can use. So you can, instead of changing the opacity or even along with it, you can actually change the blend mode of the shapes as well. Thanks, Sean. Love that shout out. And everyone is loving it. Okay. Now, there's some more information left, but I don't want to go into that right now. So I'm just going to add this one last thing so that we can actually move to Illustrator. So I am just going to add one last sentence here so that we don't lose on time. I'm going to hide this here. And obviously we'll come back to it if we have more time. So let's go here. There is only one ocean. Yeah, I wanted to add that at the end just because I feel like that is very you know how do you say impactful. Yes, that is the word. Let's go here and then I'm gonna zoom. Okay, let's change the color, maybe white. Yeah, that looks fun. All right, now this one looks like it might be too much, but I'm gonna keep it. Maybe I'll make it smaller just a little bit, and then I'm gonna maybe flush it out. So I have this guy and I'm going to zoom, like make it flush to the text we have on top, just so that it has that symmetry. I'm also going to change the color to like the one on top just to give it that different feel to ocean, because I want your eye to move to ocean and not the text on top. That is what you can do with that. And yeah, we have this empty space right here. Maybe I'll actually go ahead and add something. So we have text here, and maybe I add perhaps I'm still in the paragraphs panel because I do want to add some information here. So maybe I can actually go in and add this one. And that's all, folks. Where is it? Did we add it? There we go. Okay. So I am going to add this one, and it's still, again, a group. I don't need to worry about that because I can just click in and double click and find it. I do want to go ahead and copy some text here. And we have double clicking into it. And there you go. Okay. And then we have some more information here that I want to add. Da, da, da. And 1 second. Ta-da! We have things done. We're doing it, you guys. I love it. Let's zoom in. We have, I don't really like this thing on top, so I'm gonna ungroup it. Maybe I'll just delete this line, horizontal line, and then I can actually go in and change. And you can see, if you look closely, you can see that there are automatic grids that pop up on the screen, and I really don't need to do any of this. Now, didn't want to do that. I wanted to select just the text. Okay, and I can just group it. I can make it smaller. I can bring it up here. All right. I feel like this kind of looks fun. I can add more things to it, but you have to find like the right balance, and you can obviously make various variations. But for now, for the sake of time, I'm just going to download it as a PNG. There are various ways you can download your Adobe Express templates and Adobe Express files. You can download it as a PNG, a JPG, or a PDF. Now, obviously, there is also the new content scheduler that we're going to talk about day after tomorrow. So that will be a lot of fun. But I will download it as a PNG. There is a solid color and a transparent PNG. If you are exporting logos and such, you can use a transparent PNG. But for today, I am going to be using a solid PNG. Now, if I open this file, this is what we just created. Oh, I forgot to delete the frame. So let me go back and delete the frame over here. This is the frame. I think I'm going to just delete that. And there you go. I just deleted it from the layers panel, and that was it for me. I'm going to download it again, and it's obviously did not name the project, so I apologize for that. But now it is time to go to Adobe Illustrator, and I already have that open. There is a new file button right here that I'm going to click, and I'm going to create a custom sized thing. Now it is going to be the same width as you created the Instagram carousel. So the width was essentially 5400 and the height was 1080 pixels. Because it's just screen, I am going to let the raster effects to be 72 ppi. I'm not printing it, and also RGB for that. So oh, I made a mistake here. Now I did not want every single artboard to be the same size of the carousel. That's totally fine. We can go back to new file and change the size to be 1080 pixels. What we essentially want to do, and the idea to bring to Illustrator, is that you want to slice the image into multiple artboards so that you can go it across. Now we already have file 5 selected, and I want to select the orientation as well. So let's click on OK, and we have 5 here. Now, this is not how I want my carousel post to be. How do I fix that? You can go to window and artboards right here and change how this looks by going to the hamburger menu right here. So I click on the hamburger menu and click on rearrange all artboards, and I see this handy dandy little option menu, and I can change the spacing in here. I don't want any spacing between my post because my images, because I want it to be seamless, which means my spacing is 0 pixels. The layout order is left to right. So the arrow goes from left to right, and I click OK. And ta-da, we have an artboard which will automatically slice things when you export stuff. So let me actually bring what we created. I'm going to click and drag for now into this. And we have our post right here ready to go. We just have to export it. So I'm going to go to File, Export, and Export for Screens. You can see I literally did nothing, and it was just so seamless bringing things from Illustrator, from Express to Illustrator. And now I have Artboard 1. I can just go ahead and rename this to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that's essentially not 4, 5. And that's essentially how you can do it. If I click on export artboard, it is going to export all of these for me. I did not check where these were, but essentially how they are going to look is something like this. So this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and 5. So this is essentially how you can make individual posts and then just post it like a carousel with multiple images in one post. That is going to help you create seamless posts. I want to say thank you so much for all of you all joining me today. There were some questions that we missed, but I see that question. I'm going to remember that for next time and get back to you, Noor. Thank you all for joining me. If you have any more questions, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram or even the Adobe Express Discord channel. We also have a YouTube where you can look at the content. But that is all for me today, folks. I will see you next time. Bye for now and have a good day.